Hey everyone, this season, don't just watch the games, win them with Pez'sPicks.com. Don't take my word for it. Listen to the man himself.
Thank you, Jeff. This is Pez. After years of giving away our picks on Instagram and beating the house, we've launched Pez's Premium Picks, an exclusive data-based picks based on our algorithm that's hit winners for the last 2 years.
Didn't that algorithm get you over 70% picks right in the NFL last year?
That's right, Jeff. Thank you. No gimmicks, just the pick we believe in. We're using the promo code Lock It Up this week on Pez'sPicks.com. After that, we're asking for a small donation to keep beating the house.
That's right. Use the promo code Lock It Up, all one word, for a free week of access at Pez'sPicks.com. That's Pez'sPicks.com. Check it out today.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you, or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
This is a real good story about Bronx and his dad, Ryan. Real United Airlines customers.
We were returning home, and one of the flight attendants asked Bronx if he wanted to see the flight deck and meet Captain Andrew.
I got to sit in the driver's seat.
I grew up in an aviation family, and seeing Bronx kind of reminded me of myself when I was that age.
That's Andrew, a real United pilot.
These small interactions can shape a kid's future.
It felt like I was the captain.
Allowing my son to see the flight deck will stick with us forever.
That's how good leads the way.
At IKEA, your dreams can come true. Well, maybe not the ones where you're being chased by a monster. We're talking about kitchen dreams. And there are IKEA products and solutions for all of them. Whether it's a whole new kitchen, a statement glassware set, or just new cutlery. If you got big dreams or small dreams in any size of budget, IKEA can help you bring them to life. Visit IKEA.us/dreamkitchen to learn more. Dream the possibilities.
Welcome back to a new episode of the Skating Penguin Network recap show, everyone. It is your host, Robbie, along with Snail, who is on the other side of the country. The Penguins, for the first time, we will record a losing recap show on this young season. But before that, we will toss it over to Snail, who is in a very, very tired and worn out Seattle area after a thrilling Mariners Game 5. Snail, you mentioned it before we started recording. It seems like everybody out there was taking a personal day if they had to work on a Saturday, because it was a long night in the Emerald City with the Mariners pulling off a 15-inning thriller to advance to the American League Championship Series.
Oh, yeah, man. I haven't felt the city of Seattle come together like this in a long time. In a time where our country seems to be more divided than it's ever been. You feel it in your workplace, maybe even in your friend group, city to city, wherever you seem to gather, and it's a community-based type of deal. I feel like the division stands out more than ever. But as you know, Robbie, sports can bring a community together like almost nothing else can.
Oh, yeah.
And last night, I had a bit of a double whammy. Everyone get your coffee, everyone comfortable, because it's story time. So last night was a big night for me. It was a double header. So I knew we had the Mariner game. And then I also had tickets. I had long forgotten about a show. A hardcore band from Baltimore was in town. And my buddy hit me up the day before, so going back 3 days ago now. And he reminded me he took the day off so we could go see this show.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, there were tickets left, and I was able to get some. Otherwise, we would have been completely screwed. We both I dropped the ball on getting the tickets. We got some tickets. I got one of my buddies from Minnesota in the mix. And then one of my buddies I go to a lot of shows with. And man, it was, we meet up at a local bar. It's a great bar. It's called The Getaway. It's your classic, I'm sure they're all over Pittsburgh, wood panel, sports bar, old school pool tables, lots of old timers in there, a lot of the age,
Oh yeah.
It's a bit of a geriatric bar, but the whole town was in there. Like the whole town, people are sitting. Most of everyone is standing, gathered around it's like little campfires. There's just crowds around every TV. Fortunately, pretty easy to get drinks. The bartenders were just on top of it last night. You got to give it to them sometimes when you get these packed. I'm sure every Sunday is like that in Pittsburgh for Steelers games and whatnot.
Yeah. Yep.
So my buddy and I, we're crushing drinks, and we know it's a long night. So it gets to be the 9th inning, 10th inning. I mean, this game, Robbie, kind of reminded me of like playoff hockey. I mean, there was theatrics. Is that Scooble dude? That Scooble pitcher? That's his name, right? Something Scooble.
Yeah, you're right. Tarek Scooble. Yep.
Tarek Scooble. That guy's a stud.
Yeah, I mean, when I knew Scooble was going in Game 5, I knew that the Mariners were going to have to try to scratch one or two across and hope that their starter and bullpen held up their end of the deal, and that's kind of how it played out for the most part.
Naylor is such a clutch guy. Second slowest guy in the league, 30 stolen bases.
Yeah.
He's got 20 home runs. He ends up getting across home plate. I was shocked that we got one. I was like, this could be, we need someone to get lucky and just hopefully Scooble leaves something juicy over the plate and someone hits it out. Yeah, they scratch and claw. Dude, it gets to the 11th inning. We've already skipped 2 of the opening acts for this show we're going to. So we hop in an Uber. Takes about 20 minutes to get downtown. We immediately get on. Also, the Uber driver, I was like, can you put the Mariner game on for us? And he's like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, bro, you have a radio in your car. Like, can you 710 Cairo, put it on? And he's like, I have no, he's like, he's in a Tesla. He's trying to use his touch screen. He's like, I don't know how to, I know. Isn't that great? He's like, I don't know how to get this thing on. I'm like, you have one of the most like controversial, like, you know, upper echelon cars right now on the market. And you can't get the Mariner game on first, bro. It was borderline embarrassing. On the way there, also, my buddy, we were in traffic. We were slamming our drinks towards the end there to get him down so we could get on the road. He has to open his door and he lets out a little, it's not full vomit. I want to come on here and say he vomited. It was the watery mouth. Yeah. He had to open his door in traffic and kind of give a little so we're already kind of in one. Like, this is already looking like this is a stressful night. Chaos is afoot. So we get downtown, and right next to the Space Needle, which is also right next to the venue we're going to, we go to a nice tequila bar. It's called a Agave Cocina, which agave kitchen basically in Spanish. It's a tequila bar. We go in there immediately. Mezcal margaritas, chips, and salsa. And we're in there we only missed 1 inning on the ride down. We're there till the 15th inning, Magic happens. And we celebrate. It feels like the city's celebrating. Like, everyone downtown, you hear fireworks, cheers, roars, people outside screaming, people in the bars high-fiving strangers. Epic. And then, what do you know? We have just enough time to catch the second to last act of the night. We go in there, we watch an awesome show. And then, you know, we get out of the show. The show was supposed to be the main event of the night, but afterwards, we're just buzzing about the baseball game. So we go to a sports bar just a couple blocks away from the venue, a true sports bar. And there are people bought a round of shots for us. Some stranger, he's like, you got a Mariner hat on? Let's go. Like, round of shots for the table. We have a hell of a night. I get home. I don't remember getting home. I Ubered home. I was responsible. You gotta be responsible, absolutely. Especially at this stage. So me and my buddy Uber home. I make it in the door somehow. I touch base with my partner. I say, hey, how'd your night go? The next thing you know, I'm waking up fully clothed in my bed. My ears from the show and just the chaos of the night. It's just is like in like a movie where they do like a flashbang, a military movie.
Confusion and
it's just like you're just like, what is going on? That's how I woke up. Nice. I'm like, oh my god, I'm fully clothed. I'm sweaty. It's 9 a.m. It's like, it's not even that early or anything. It's like 9 a.m. And have you ever been so hungover, Robbie, you can't even rest? Like, you're just laying in bed, just kind of grunting. You're just kind of like,
you're just very uncomfortable. Like,
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it hasn't been that often. It's been a long time. And listening to you explain it, like, it doesn't make me want to get back to that place. But no, I know the feeling. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it was Halloween in college.
There you go.
We had to wake up the next day early for a football game, and yeah, I know the feeling.
Tough. Yeah,
you can't wait for that next day to end
for sure,
just so you can go back to bed.
Borderline, I was like, I understand now why people need a margarita, or not a margarita, a Bloody Mary in the morning. Not the biggest Bloody Mary fan personally, but
you understand,
I understand how hair of the dog becomes a thing on a morning like that. But I tough it out. You can't even drink too much water too quick because you'll get like bubble guts from like too much liquids. Your stomach's not ready to accept that stuff.
Fully, the alcohol is still very much in your in your blood and in your stomach. Like your body's still processing everything you drank from the night before. So
exactly,
it's just and you don't want to. One, you want to eat, but you can't eat, and because if you do eat one, you'll either it's coming out. And it's not going to be pleasant wherever it comes out. And like you said, you can't really drink like you want. If somebody gave you like a gallon of water, you would want to just completely down it.
You would.
But if you can't, one, it's coming out again.
It's coming back up.
You are dehydrated, but you can't drink anything. You're hungry, but you can't eat anything.
That's correct.
And you're just overall like just give me aspirin. Like
Well, apparently you can't take too much Tylenol nowadays because it'll give you autism. So, I mean,
at 36, like that was when I was like 22. At 36, like I don't even want to think about that.
No, I mean you can't. Dude, the thought of I drink coffee every morning. I couldn't. The idea of like acidic coffee going down. I would
have had heartburn like as soon as the
instantly
coffee touched my lips.
Yeah, instantly. Yeah. So I was in a tough way this morning. But that sweet like smell of victory still fresh on the palate, and just like it really like reinvigorated me because I've been we've talked about it on here. Seattle is it's changed so much, and everyone's hometown changes as they grow older. But Seattle really has seemed divided, and I feel like this win being out in the fabric of the city last night amongst just lots of true Seattleites, I was reinvigorated. It was a hell of a night, and I knew that today, no matter how hungover I was, no matter how whether there was defeat or not last night, it was an epic night. And then coming today, we got a Penguins game, Mike Sullivan's home opener. And it's a rainy day. There's no obligation to do anything like physical. It was perfect. It ended up kind of being like, it's the perfect day to be hungover.
It might have been rainy out there, but it was absolutely beautiful here in Western Pennsylvania today. It was a nice. It was one of those days where in the shade, it was a nice crisp fall day, but in the sun, you were probably down to like a t-shirt and shorts because it was still a little warm in the sun today.
How hot?
About 65.
That's nice.
But like pure sun. Like it got a little cloudy in the afternoon, but it was like bright and sunny. A good day to be out doing stuff. I had to go to the DMV to do get a new license because my license expired and went to do the picture. I get there, not a soul there. I'm like,
nice.
I'm like, well, no. I'm like, either the employees park behind the building, I can't see their car, or I just got really lucky. I'm going to walk right in, get my picture taken to be out of there. So I get there, get all my documents together. I go up, pull on the door. Door doesn't budge.
Damn it.
I looked at the clock. I looked at the times posted on the door, and I was there. It's open till 4. I was there at like 1 o'clock. Plenty of time. Here I see a sign then, because our DMVs in Pennsylvania are closed on Mondays. They're closed Sunday and Monday. So Monday is the bank holiday for Columbus Day. Well, the DMV, their state job, so their holiday was on Saturday today.
Oh my God!
So they got their holiday today. I didn't have to drive far. It's like a 15-minute drive. It's not the end of the world. I was up in the area doing other stuff anyway, but I had all this stuff, got my papers together, and I get there and it is locked shut, and I'm like, crap, got to do it next week. But
the DMV never fails to somehow just get in the way of something. You know what I mean?
It's always a disappointment. One way. It's
always a disappointment. And yeah, you talk about getting your documents together. You could be as prepared as you want, and sometimes they go, "Why do you even bring all this stuff? You don't need it." Then you go unprepared, and they say, "Well, I need like your fingerprints. I need like." I'm kidding, but like, you know what I mean? It just seems like they always find a way to really just twist the knife. You think you're prepared. And I mean, showing up to the DMV and not a car in the parking lot, I'd be clicking my heels like, I'm going to get right in there and get this done and be out in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. I when I had it all, and I saw like no cars there, I'm like, man, I'm the luckiest person in the world. I'm gonna go play the lottery after this. And I get up and I yank on the door, and the door doesn't budge. I'm like, come on.
No,
man.
a premature holiday for the state employees at the Johnstown DMV.
And they'll get off Monday because they're closed on Monday too. So
some people get it all.
I wish I was a state employee sometimes, man. Imagine that. But so Snail had an interesting and crazy Friday night and a rough Saturday morning, it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
I had my own adventures at the DMV, which all leads to the Pittsburgh Penguins playing their second home game of the season against the New York Rangers, their second game against the Rangers this season, as we know, and their last before heading out to California for a 3-game trip. And
that's right.
Mike Sullivan back in Pittsburgh for the first time since the Penguins' final game last season. This time on the other bench as the New York Rangers head coach. A nice video tribute from the Penguins, which was expected. Sully getting a little emotional on the bench.
Mm-hmm. I saw that
as he got a standing ovation, and in the end, he gets to walk out of Pittsburgh with a big 6-1 win over his former team. The Penguins in this one, I mean, it's been a jazz. It's really a tale of special teams for the Penguins in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad showing on special teams. A shorthanded goal. They gave up 2 power play goals. But the big takeaway, the 18-year-old Benny Kindle gets his first career NHL goal just 48 hours after fellow rookie Harrison Brunnick got his first NHL goal. But this Kindle shot, like the Brunnick shot, man, that's a beautiful shot. Beat Shesterkin clean. And what a moment these last 2 games, getting these 2 guys goals. Kindle, the first of what I'm guessing is going to be many. But it's really, that has to feel unbelievable for a kid that was drafted literally 3 months ago, basically.
Yeah.
And he was just minutes, or well, probably about an hour. Matthew Schaefer scored his first NHL goal tonight, but Kendall officially scored the first goal, NHL goal of the 2025 draft class by about an hour. So
amazing.
Big moment for Ben Kindle. A cool. It's always, I love first goals.
Me too, man. They don't get much prettier than that either.
No, like it was again.
Like Schaefer's was a scrambly goal.
Yeah.
Like no hate. I'm not hating at all. A goal is a goal. I would take off the rear end goal in the NHL.
They have one more than I'll ever score in the NHL. But no, just again, they worked it off a turnover. He took it in the neutral zone, flew down that right side, and just let one rip. And Shesterkin, again, used the defender as a little bit of a screen and just beat him clean. And that is the kind of player Kindle's going to be. And not only Kindle's just been playing good hockey since he got the spot in the roster. And I think he's going to really make them face a hard decision here in a couple weeks. But until then, hey, Ben Kindle, fantastic. Absolutely awesome. And like I said, first goals are fun just because, I mean, that has to be, you've worked your entire life for that moment.
He's worked his entire young life for that moment. You know, there's the cool thing about first goals is I feel like it's like, you know, the culmination of like your parents and your coaches that helped get you to that point. And the pressure's on you to perform. You know, you could have all the help in the world to get there. You could be financially just, you know, cakewalk of a life. You could have scratched and clawed for everything you've ever had. The first goal is just like the culmination of all this stuff coming together. And it was a hell of a shot. I mean, it doesn't get prettier than that, man. And it shades of Phil Kessel, 81, flying down the right wing. And he just, from distance, I mean, he just absolutely snaps one by Shesterkin's glove. And I don't remember if it was totally posted in or not, but it was right there along the post. And just a beautiful shot, man. And seeing his celebration, he's the only goal the Penguins got. And I wanted to bring this up with you, Robbie. You talk about a hard decision that they're going to have to make coming up here pretty soon. In the 3 games that we've watched, other than I think the very first shift of the Penguins season, which was a forward line of Gino, Sid, and Ben Kindle.
Yeah.
Aside from that, they have not been sheltering Kindle by putting him on a line with Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin. He has been centering or on the wing of the third line with Tommy Novak.
Yeah.
I think that's something that shouldn't go unnoticed. That you talk about a hard decision. This isn't like some kid who's riding coattails with. I mean, there was a person who benefited from Sidney Crosby in his first couple years in the NHL, and Connor Sherry right across the who's in New York now. This isn't the case. This is Ben Kindle making stuff happen, and we talked about it. He's been around it. He's been noticeable. He's been so solid. At times, you can tell he's 18. He's a half a second behind. Only half a second though, but in the NHL, a half a second of space is everything. It's a lot. So you see this kid, he's on the third line, and he's making stuff happen, and he's produced. I mean, he got his first point tonight. I mean, what do you like that? I just kind of wanted to make a point of that. Like, yeah, I mean, the coaching staff obviously notices that too, but it's like, who goes on the third line and takes his spot that you'd rather be there developing and taking his lumps in the NHL? I don't know.
Man, yeah, I think about, like, I just don't know, like, the way he's playing right now. And I understand he's never played a season this long, but I saw somebody mention it tonight on Twitter during the game, like, what you could easily do by the time, okay, if he plays game 10, he burns a year of his entry-level contract. Whatever, fine. By the time he needs an extension, that cap is going to be, I mean, we're not even worried about that. They're going to, even next year, before the cap really explodes, they're going to have $50 million in free money. So that's not even,
that's a lot.
That's not even, it's not going to be a concern. The thing is, you could carry him until the World Juniors at the end of the year into early 21 or into early 26.
21.
Yeah, I don't know where 21 came from. Into early 26, and then he can go finish out the season in junior. If his body's not holding up to the NHL game at that point.
Right.
You can ride him for almost half a season. So what if him and Brunick burn a year of that entry level at this point? That should not be the reason you're sidestepping his development or slowing it down by sending him for a full season in juniors. Because if these two guys go to junior right now, the game's going to look like it's playing in slow motion.
It will.
Like, some of these guys are going to look like they're skating in sand because it's going to be so much slower. Like,
it's just a stat padding season for them in the WHL.
Absolutely. And if you what was I going to say? I don't even remember. But they're just like,
you were just saying that it was moving in slow motion and stat padding, all that.
If he was playing right now, and he looked like the game was just moving at a pace that he could not mentally keep up with.
Which we've seen. We've seen players come through.
And somebody said it tonight. He reminds me so much of Jake Gensel when he came to the NHL.
That's a good comparison.
Gensel saw the game in a way. That's why he played so well with Crosby, because Gensel could articulate and think about the game the way that Crosby could. And I think Kindle sees the game in a way Gensel did, where it comes to him, he can process it, and he knows where to make the move. He knows where to skate. He knows where to be. And again, there's always going to be bumps in the road. Like, it's not going to be perfect 100% of the time. He took a penalty tonight that cost him a goal. Whatever. Don't care. That's going to happen. But again, and you give him a chance to be with the Penguins training staff, their weightlifting staff, and he can beef up while playing these guys in the NHL. If he's wearing down by the time it comes to World Juniors, guess what? Being that he's a guy that's playing in the NHL, he's going to make Canada's team for the tournament.
Easily.
Easily going to make that. Same with Harrison Brunick. You put those guys there and then send them back to juniors where they can just continue to play and just play out the season. And then everything's on the board heading into next season, when there should be a legit, like, I think next season we could easily be in a position where we're like, okay, this should be a playoff team.
For sure. Man, yeah. I think that's a great, whoever said that, or if that was your idea, Robbie, I think that
it wasn't mine. I am stealing that from someone, but I cannot remember who it was.
I think that's the play, because I don't know who started to make such a big deal out of this whole like burning a year off of an entry level contract.
Well, when the cap was much tighter,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
There's very few guys like Crosby. Obviously, you have to work like that was obvious. Like he was obviously going to make it. Bedard obviously made it. McDavid obviously made it. But when the cap was much tighter, that is when the concern. Now that's compared with what the Penguins will have free, plus what they will have extra free once the salary cap bumps up. That is where, so that's not as much of an issue anymore.
Okay. Yeah, good point. When the cap was tighter, maybe if you're really up against it, especially if you were maybe like a contender or a playoff team, you're looking to save every penny. I guess that's a good point. But in this day and age, I think with Dubas, and I think, FSG is still the ownership group. I don't think that they're unwilling to spend close to the cap, no matter how high it rises. Am I right? Like, This might be a time they might want to start sticking around. They were looking for a seller. Maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but you got Brunicky and Kendall on the rise. Not to mention you got some other pieces down in the AHL, or you got other pieces still that are still going to blossom and come up at some point that are going to need to be developed. Like, dude, who cares? Like, who cares about burning a year off of it's 1 year? And if he can get valuable, leadership and points and success with learning from Sidney Crosby, I mean, dude, it's more valuable. It's more valuable to be up with the Penguins, even if he's in the health or in the healthy scratch up in the press box every once in a while. Like, I mean, remember Steven Stamkos's first year? He played like every other game.
Yeah, that's what I even. Let me see if I can find the exact tweet. That it's basically like there's no shame in keeping him in the NHL all season and playing him 55 or 60 games.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
We kind of have to get over again, hockey fans, like they pride themselves on the toughness of the players, but for an 18-year-old who has never played a game above juniors, there's no shame in keeping him down. I'm trying to find. Okay. Here it is. Let me see here. He doesn't need to hold up for. This is from the Josh Banks on Twitter is the guy's name. He doesn't need to hold up for 82 games if you only play him 50 to 60. The NHL needs to stop treating being scratched like a scarlet letter. I think it's strength training and nutritional benefit. I think his strength training and nutritional benefits from staying in the NHL.
This being healthy scratched, if you're Kendall, it's not the same thing as, a Kevin Hayes or a Matt Dumba being scratched midseason. This isn't, it's not a punishment for him. It's health and rest, right? Like, he's probably going to have almost like assignments when he's up in the box too. He's not going to be up there eating popcorn, being what do they call that? Like moping. He's going to be up there being like, I need you to watch how you're, watch this line, watch how you kill a penalty, watch how the power play runs. Like it's going to be more of like learning while also getting a rest, because he's only 18 years old, Robbie. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like I like that. I like that tweet. I like that tweet a lot. It's not the same as being a healthy scratch. Like, oh, what a disservice you're doing to him. He might be at a point where he's like, I'm loving this. I'm learning the game. I'm feeling it. But my 18-year-old body is, and there's a lot of games this year too. It's a compact schedule because of the Olympic break. So
maybe he's given nights off on back-to-backs. I mean, you're going to have.
This isn't the NBA where it's a spoiled star.
No, you're going to have plenty of. Again, with that condensed schedule, there's going to be a lot of back-to-backs, and he's going to get the entirety of the Olympic break if he stays. That's 3 weeks. Like, he's going to have that entire Olympic break to, give him money to go sit on a beach somewhere for 2 weeks until he has to come back to practice. 2 weeks in a sauna or a hyperbaric chamber or whatever those cold freeze things are. Give him a tub of cold water and just say, you have to cold soak 15 minutes every day and don't do anything else. By the way, you're not allowed to drink. You're only 18.
In Canada, he can't even drink yet.
Yeah, he has to stay in the United States or Canada because he could go to one of those Caribbean nations and drink. But
that's very true.
But no, I'll
monitor his flight logs. But like,
did you see the interview with his parents the other night?
I didn't, but I heard about this interview. I want to see it because I think his parents took like a week off from work or something to watch him.
Yeah, so his parents, he looks like his face. They copy and paste his mom's face onto his. Like they look.
That's always so funny.
Yeah, it is shocking how much they look alike. There's no doubting that. But they're both apparently former professional soccer players.
Oh, really?
His dad represented the Vancouver Whitecaps of the MLS. They both played for Canada at the national level, and his sister plays on Canada's U17 national soccer team.
Wow.
And they said that he played soccer and hockey, but he just loved hockey more. So props to the Kindle parents for allowing him to stick to the hockey route. But no, the interview is on
That's awesome.
Sportsnet Pittsburgh's Twitter channel. You have to go back to whatever the 9th and find it. But it's a good interview. It's more or less like, obviously they're kind of like trying to figure out how all this came to be so quickly. It's more or less like a shock and awe. Like we really we're very proud of him, but we cannot believe that he's here. But his dad was like, we definitely hope that he is a part of helping the Penguins win again very soon. And very, very good interview. It's like, again, parents in that situation they're professional athletes, so they kind of understand how to conduct an interview. But yeah, it's just more or less they're like, we kind of can't believe that it's come this quickly, but we're so happy. We love the Penguins. They've been a great organization and all those platitudes. But no, it was a fun interview, and I've had fun with Ben Kindle so far. I'm very much enjoying Ben Kindle, and we have to mention Harrison Brunick as well. They're kind of going to be linked together for a long time. They're taking this path together, even though Brunick's a little bit older. But Brunick almost made it last year for a tryout, and this year he's here. And I just think that what the Penguins have, like Brunick's going to be here for a while. Kindle, I think, is going to force their hand to stay through at least the World Juniors. But I even on a bad night like tonight, I'm still taking positives away from it. I think that's going to be a major sticking point this entire season we're going to have to focus on. Even on nights where they get blown out like tonight, the Kindle goal kind of makes it a little easier to swallow just because it feels so much more like, okay, we're on the right path now.
On the right path for sure. I love Brunicky, dude. I love that he's an offensive, puck moving defenseman. He's not the most massive guy, but he's got some size to him. And he went into there. You see Lizotte get hit, cross check pretty hard, gets his helmet popped off.
Yeah,
he gets right in there and sticks up for Lizotte, which we need more of that on the Penguins. So yeah, the Kindle Brunicky era is upon us, and it's the most exciting prospects we've seen come through the organization in quite a while. And seeing them have this success early on is so promising. This seems like the first, really true, we had the McGroarty trade for Yager, but this really feels like the first, signs of the Dubas plan kind of coming through for us.
Yeah, I mean, Dubas has made moves to kind of get this project in motion basically since he started. And I think that 2020 vision's obviously a gift here, but I mean, if you could go back to that first summer and look at the Jari contract and the Graves contract,
oh boy, yeah.
Again, rising cap, this thing's going to be taken out of that a little bit, but those are the two that stick out. But man, since then, it's really hard to find. I'm sure there's been moves that maybe haven't panned out exactly how we hoped, but it looks like the Gensel trade's going to be good. It looks like, we know that we like what we see from Kindle. This entire draft class, I'm really excited for. I mean, we focus so much on Kindle, but Will Horkoff right now is just lighting the lamp for Michigan.
Dude, that guy looks good.
Yeah, he's big too. He's a monster. Bill Zonin, the other first-round pick, is still injured, so once he gets rolling, hopefully we see some good things. McGroarty, we've talked about. That was just kind of a swing, because they gave up Braden Yager. Maybe that works out, maybe it doesn't. But McGroarty, when he's been healthy, has actually looked pretty good. Now Murashov was already here. But the Sheloff trade, Shelov's had a tough night, but that's another move. That is just a aggressive, low risk move that you kind of need to make if you're in this rebuilding process, especially doing it on the fly without tearing down to the absolute studs. And
Shelov's trade, they gave up like a fourth.
Yeah, they have like 30 picks in like the next 3 drafts. Like like they
ridiculous.
have the they can make that trade with very little harm to any kind of future assets whatsoever. So but overall, I'm going to touch on the game quickly because we've mostly been talking about the good of the game. The special teams tonight was not good. There's no way around that. The shorthanded goal, not great. Eric Carlson, it looked like he was playing for Mike Sullivan again tonight. Tough game for him. But then Adam Fox scores twice, once on the power play. Will Culley scores with an assist from Connor Sherry. Matt Rempe gets on the score sheet, and so does Taylor Radish. Overall, there's not a good overall outside of the goal from Kindle. It wasn't a good performance, but hey, I'm not going to get too down because of the way the season started. You're still 2-1 after 3 games heading out west, and I think you'll learn a lot more about this team here in the next week or two. But no, I mean, I'm not going to kill myself over it because it could be a lot worse.
It could. The special teams you mentioned weren't really that great. I thought that the reffing was suspect at best tonight. I thought that there was some, missed calls going the Penguins' way, and they were pretty quick to call them going the other way for the Rangers. So, not that you can't let the refs beat you, but I thought that they weren't helping themselves too much when they did get those opportunities on the power play. Letang hurt.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
Netflix has a new, monstrous story to tell. In 1950s Wisconsin, Ed Gein lived quietly on a decaying farm, hiding a house of horrors so gruesome it would redefine the American nightmare. Driven by isolation, psychosis, and an all-consuming obsession with his mother, he committed crimes that would haunt Hollywood for decades. The third and most harrowing installment of Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan's anthology series. Watch Monster, the Ed Gein story, streaming now only on Netflix.
Right. Letang left the game.
Yeah. What time? How much time did he end up with tonight? He left. Can't remember exactly when. Yeah, he only had 15 minutes of ice time. So yeah, he didn't miss all that much time. He missed a couple, and I believe it was the third period or something like that. Definitely shy of his normal heavy workload that he would carry, but hopefully it's nothing serious because he's looked pretty good through 2.5 games so far. So hopefully it's nothing too serious with Tanger, but. Yeah, I mean, if he goes down, it's going to have to be another one of those 8 defensemen they have on the roster or whatever it is.
They got right shot guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting to see. I think Connor Clifton is next on the depth chart over there. So
I think they could use One thing I noticed tonight too, and it's only game 3, but I mean, it just seems like they have a lot of the same on defense. I mean, Letang is a fine defenseman, offensive puck mover. He's got a little bite to his game. Erik Karlsson, elite puck mover. He can really skate with the puck. He's got crazy good vision. Brunicky, pretty much the same thing. It's a lot of the same. And I thought tonight when you're playing the Rangers and, you know, the game starts to go a little downhill on you, I think you need a guy like Dumba or Clifton in there who can level a guy or at least play physical and be harder to play against than they're getting to the front of the net way too easy on a lot of these opportunities. Matt Rempe, he can get to the net pretty easy because he's, 9 feet tall and he's very physical. But when you've got like, I don't know, Adam Fox from distance shouldn't be, one goal shy of a hat trick. Like you need someone in there pushing Miller out of the way to give Shilovs his eyes back. This isn't, the Sullivan era where I'm like, we got to make playoffs. Come on. Like, what are you doing? If it's blatant to me, it should be blatant to you. I mean, this roster is going to be tinkered with. And I have a lot of faith in Dan Muse with his development background to be, poking and pushing the right buttons with the roster. But yeah, a lot of the same on defense. You need a Caleb Jones, I thought was exposed a couple of times tonight. That defense needs to be, it's going to be sculpted, I think, throughout the year. But from what I saw, it was very mid, very easy they were easy to play against tonight. And you need a different look back there.
There was not much teeth to that defense tonight, like you kind of seen in the first 2 games. Very passive at times. A lot of stuff that the Rangers are doing came very easy to them tonight. Whereas in game 1 against the Rangers, that wasn't the case at all. It felt like the Rangers were really fighting it on. That would have been Tuesday night. Same with the Islanders on Thursday night. Tonight, it kind of just seemed like in neutral for good portions of the game and very passive. The only real pushback was kind of the Kindle goal. The Rangers were taking the puck up ice, and Caleb Jones made a play to break it up. Kindle scooped it up and scored. But a lot was just even down a man, way too easy for the Rangers on the power play. That especially after the penalty kill looked relatively good for the first 2 games of the season. A lot tonight. It just seemed like a lot of guys were spectators rather than actively
contributors.
And that can't happen again. And that's not a symptom of a bad team. That's something that needs to be addressed and has to be. And that, again, that's where Muse is going to kind of earn his stripes. Like, are you going to step up and say, if somebody has a bad game, are you willing to send them to the box or reduce their ice time? Somebody has a bad game, do you put them on the bench for the final period? That's where Muse gets respect of guys like Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. It'll be interesting to see what they do after they head out west here. But one game, I'm not going to worry too much about it, but way too much passivity tonight, kind of allowing the Rangers to have their way, even strength or shorthanded, penalty or power play, whatever it was, just way too easy for the Rangers tonight.
I agree. I think the other thing that I was curious what you thought about is they recalled Rust, but they sent Ville Koivunen down.
I think, don't think it's going to be very long. I think it was just they had very few other moves they could make. I expect him to be up maybe even before they head out west.
Yeah, I think, is he waiver exempt?
Oh, yeah, he can go up and down with no problem.
Makes sense. At times I thought, I was kind of hyper analyzing the situation, probably more than I should have, but Ville Koivunen is a guy who's been around it as well. He almost had his first NHL goal in the first game against the Rangers as well. He's that water bug who's got great vision. I hate when people do this, so I'm going to try not to do it. But when he's a left shot coming down that right side, he really can slow the game down a little bit. And he kind of looks like Patty Kane, like looking for options, scanning. And I like his game. I think that kid could really benefit from beefing up a little bit. He seems a little bit easy to knock off the puck still. But I mean, dude, I like you said, I think he'll be back up quick. He'll probably get a look on the road trip. I'll be really interested to see who they bring on that road trip. Who's on the roster, the extended roster there.
I mean, Koivunen went down, Rust went down, or Rust is here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Hayes, I'm assuming, is not ready to come back yet.
Kevin Hayes?
Yeah.
I mean, who are you taking out for Kevin Hayes at this point?
Noel Achari.
Yeah, I guess him and Noel Achari can flip-flop there on the fourth line.
They can take their days off. Obviously, let me see here. Brazeau, you can't sit right now or at all. I think you need him on the ice. I don't even like taking like Lazat out of the lineup.
No, he's too much of a little like
Dewar is too much annoying little rat to take out. Obviously,
they could use another Dewar Lazat on that fourth line. If they're not going to go big lumbering bruiser fourth line, they could use another kind of like, shit disturber like them on that line.
I could get down with that. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely.
But it'll be interesting to see, man. And not a great game by the Penguins, but the Kindle goal really is a huge bright spot on it because it was a hell of a snipe.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I don't really have too many other thoughts on the game. Did you have anything else in your notes that you wanted to talk about?
I do not, but I will say, not to get back to the beginning of this episode, but not only are the Mariners going to the ALCS, Snail gets to up his Toronto hate in another sport. So his rivalry with Brian Hayes, Brian Hayes, I believe, is a Blue Jay fan.
Of course.
So now that he gets the Blue Jay hate or the Toronto hate in a different sport.
I will.
Snail has no problem trash talking Toronto at all in general with hockey. It's just another excuse to Snail to taunt the city of Toronto. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And specifically Brian Hayes.
Everybody hates Brian Hayes.
So,
me and my homies all hate Brian Hayes.
Exactly. Print the shirts.
But no, as for the Penguins, I have nothing left. They are late next week, so recaps will be a little delayed. But Snail, I'm feeling mailbag.
Let's get a mailbag in early next week.
I'll post it on Twitter tomorrow on the account. So if you're listening to this before that goes out, keep an eye out for it and get us some questions in. Me and Snail, it's been a while, so we'll get back to it.
I'm excited to get back to some mailbags and reconnect with our friends from various places across the world. We're worldwide now. So, I'll be excited to reconnect and chat with all you guys and answer some questions, Penguins related or not. We could talk about anything.
We'll talk about
us.
You know us. We'll talk about literally anything under the sun. We are a part Penguins, part meteorology, part.
Yep.
You name it. Food, music, movies, skateboarding, at Snail's End. So
whatever you got, nothing's off limits. I mean, maybe if it's crazy, we can't.
It's crazy. I can't say we'll say anything, but it's got to be. We're pretty open to about anything.
That's all I got, Robbie. Though, looking forward to this mailbag, and Penguins late next week on the road. It'll be interesting, man.
Late for me, kind of a normalish time for you. I guess it's technically late for you too because you're used to them starting at like 4:30.
I hate the late games out. I hate when they're on time out here because I love coming home from work and right at 4:00 I can flick on the TV and they're singing the anthem.
You're making dinner, having dinner during the game, and then you can, after that's over, chill out and flick on one of the West Coast games that are at a would be a normal time for you, but but all right. So Snail has nothing else. I have nothing else. The Penguins dropped their first game of the season to the Rangers 6-1. They are back in action on Tuesday night. They head out to California for a 3-game road trip starting, as I said, Tuesday. The Anaheim Ducks at 10:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Pacific. So heads up for that mailbag tweet going out. Get some questions in, and we'll be back next week again to do some recaps as well. So for Snail, I'm Robbie. Everybody have a good Sunday and enjoy the beginning of your week.